everybody, and welcome to Dynamic GT League's Teams with a Twist series for race 4 of 9 from Monza. And joining us for commentary is Ray. How are you, Ray?
I'm doing very well. How's yourself?
I'm alright. I'm suffering a bit with deja vu recently, though.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. Art Pal's had a bit of deja vu recently with 3 pole positions and 3 victories. And we've got Rich Blues and Nelly tied in second place, and then Jimmy. And for anyone new viewing us, you're wondering what the different colours are behind the drivers' names. Well, they're different colours. But it's because they're different categories of car, different class of car. Isn't that right, Ray?
Yep. The yellows group 3s and the greens group 4s, as we've got Twat leading championship, the team's championship, with Power Trips in second, Trust the Speed third, fourth Rod on your Nelly, fifth BMW Fat Lag, sixth Jag Tuwits, and seventh A Raker and the Baby Maker, and eighth the Ghost Racer. Will we ever see him?
Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, so let's see. Not Art Pal on pole position this occasion. Jimmy with, I think, his first ever pole position in the DGT League. Second place is critical.
Yeah, in third place we've got Art Pal, and he's got a couple of places to make. In fourth place we've got Rich. Okay, so that brings that. Fifth place we've got Nelly. Sixth is Gary, a bit of deja vu.
Yep. Seventh place we've got SGP with pole position for the Group 4s, and then Demon R in second place in the Group 4s.
Steve F1, third place in Group 4s, Conrad, fourth place in the Group 4s.
Can you tell we've got what car we are, what number we are on the grid? It's Jason, SRI and Twilight round out the grid. So here we go then, Monza. High speed, high risk. And we're at 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and away they go eventually. What a long hold that was. Can Jimmy now hold on to the lead down into turn 1 as Rich Blues looking to make a move on critical and Art Pal backs out of it though.
Yeah, maybe the safest things to do, just to...
Backing out is always the safest thing to do, Raymond.
Oh, Steve F1 round the wrong lane, gets a love kiss from Twilight, I think.
Yes, that it
look,
was.
Rich is up to 40, he was in fourth.
Yeah, he was.
He was behind critical.
Yeah, so Rich Blues had a great start, having a bit of a look at the inside of Art Pal, going for the move up the inside of Art Pal, gets the move done, and oh no he doesn't, into the gravel he goes, and critical Art Pal and Nelly come back past him, and Gary now on a bit of a charge.
Yeah, Rich will need to watch with his tyres, will be a wee bit dirty. As you see, critical chasing on Art Pal, he's pretty close to Art Pal.
Yeah, that he is. Looking at it, Demon R leading the Group 4s, but looks like he's got a penalty as critical. He's looking at making a move on Art Pal. Here's a question for you though, SRI, Ray. Is it worth making a move into Ascari, or are you better off making the move down the back straight? Or are you better off making the move down the main straight?
I'd go for the main straight, because if you come make it into Ascari, they've got the slipstream coming up this straight into Parabolica, or if you make the move at Parabolica, they've got the slipstream into turn 1.
Yeah, absolutely. I think even then, if you make the move at turn 1, there's always the chance that they could get the slipstream out of the first chicane. But yeah, so it's not always an easy one to make move. Conrad in between Twilight and Jason got a little bit wiggly there on the pack cameras. See, critical trying to latch onto the back of Art Pal here. Jimmy finishes the first lap in the lead, so he's had a great start to this race. Yeah.
Got it. Sorry.
You alright there, Ray?
Yeah.
Alright, okay. So I've just been very, very quiet for a moment.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. Right.
Alright, sorry, where we at?
Well, let's see. We are on lap 2, looking at Critical right behind Artpal as they're halfway up to the second Lesmo. Through the second Lesmo now, Critical all over the... Oh, he's had a bit of a wiggle. He may still get a bit of a run here. This is where I would perhaps dummy a move into the Ascaria chicane as they go under the bridge now. But yeah, he's looking at making the move. Like I said, I would have dummied it because now they're both going to be a bit slow. He does get the move done, but as Ray said a moment ago, if you get the move done into Ascari, they're going to get the slipstream down the back straight, and then he goes a little bit wide.
Yep, and let's see, is our pal going to come in at a parabolic, or is he going to wait?
Yeah, he's
He
waiting.
looks like he's waiting, isn't it?
Yeah.
He wants to get a good drive out off of here. Critical a wee bit wide, so his car's going to be a wee bit dirty. So let's see. Oh, a wee bit of bumming and
Back cam there.
back cam.
Yeah. Okay, Artpal still right under Critical's rear wing. Okay, have a look up the inside. It's always good to do this. Have a look up the inside, even if you're not going to go for the move, because then you can see the braking points. Critical's a little bit out of shape there. Oh, not as much as Nelly though. Nelly goes deep. Oh, he's letting it reset. Oh, whoa, Steve. Oh, it's Gary, wasn't it? I thought it was Steve F1. Oh,
No, it's Gary.
Okay. Okay, so Artpal, go on.
Let's go. Is he going for the move here? Critical's defending. No, he's not. Artpal could maybe. No. I thought he was going to pull to the left there and make it hard on the brakes, but Critical's made a mistake there.
Yeah,
it's all over now.
Yeah, that it is. Okay, so we'll see Nelly here with Gary right behind him, and then SRI now leading the Group 4s. As I mentioned earlier, Nick Hart did have a penalty for serving that first lap, so yeah, he's dropped back. But Conrad now right behind SRI and SGP right there as well. Now, interestingly, Artpal having got past Critical, let's see if Artpal's going to be able to catch up to Jimmy. There's not a massive gap between them, but Jimmy is now in a situation I don't think he's ever really been in before in the DGT League. Breathe in.
Yep. Going side by side. Oh.
What's that else? Johnson. I can carry a man in the wind. Okay, Jason got a run, going to make it 3 wide down to the Parabolica. Might not be the best of places to go. Actually, Connor tucks in and goes nearly straight on. Wide there around the final corner. Looks like Jason giving SGP a little bit of a bump draft. And you know what, it's looking a little bit gloomy here, Ray. Have we got a chance of rain at all for this one?
I doubt it. This season there's no rain. As we 3 wide, that's alright, Jason and Conrad. Oh, they keep 2 by 2, SRI kind of backed out. I think he was looking for a switchback, but nothing came of it. It's these 2. Jason, Conrad's got past Jason, so we'll see what happens coming into the second chicane.
Looks like Jason's going to kind of defend or half it. Oh no, that's all right. It goes for the attack, but nowhere to go. Jason ends up moving a little bit deep, but that's what effect getting a car out of position can do. And it's a good way of driving around this track. Try and get the other person putting their car in a place they don't want it to be. And just to mention as well, as Critical has got a penalty to serve. There is always a chance of rain in this championship, Ray.
Yeah. Sorry, rain?
Yeah.
Did you say?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, there is. Weather's on random in this championship. There is the chance of rain. Now, admittedly, none of the all the tracks we're going to don't have rain on them, but that's not.
Oh well.
That's not the answer to the question, you see. The chance of rain is there. The capability of rain isn't. So yeah, just to clarify that. Okay, so SGP leading the pack, which I'm guessing the front 5 are now a little bit spread out, or we'd be looking at those. And looking at these, Ray, I think, let's see what, we've got 13 cars on the grid. So I think 6th down is where boost will start, meaning that all of the group 4, oh, we've got a slow car, oh, we've got a ghost car, oh, we've got another ghost car.
Yeah, don't see what happened there.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if SRI went deep on his own or was taking a basic of Gary, who seemed to have got reset there. I don't know if he had an issue or not, but yes, yeah, so as I was saying, the group 4s, all of the group 4s are pretty much going to have boost all of the time, unless car number 6, or car in 6th position, gets to within a second of the car in 5th place, which at the moment is Gary, and he's pulling away. Which might be why the car in the background, which I think was Steve F1, dropped back a couple of laps ago and hasn't been able to catch back up yet, because they're all pretty much going to be doing a similar speed in these group 4s.
Yeah, that's true. So we'll see if empty pits and how quick they can catch back up, as we've got SGP and Conrad side by side. I think Conrad's kind of let SGP through.
Yeah. I don't think he's let him through. He's not fought it on entry. It's perhaps a bit too. Well, okay, maybe 8. Okay, so actually it's Conrad is in that's further back. Yeah, because Steve F1's there in the middle of the pack. Oh wow! And it's not. I don't. And it's Twilight's off. It wasn't Conrad at the back. It was Nelly at the back. How did Nelly end up at the back? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
No, neither do I. Unless it was something to do with what happened with Gary in turn 1. Maybe Nelly got reset and was at the back of them, but I don't recall seeing anything there. Okay, so let's see. Art Pal has closed the gap a little bit on Jimmy up at the front, as following Gary here, and then we've got SGP in at 6th. So you know what then? If Nelly, yeah, Nelly's there, look, behind Conrad. So I don't think it is actually going to be 6th place back that's getting the boost. It will be 7th place back. But with Nelly being in that pack, oh, Nelly! Is he still alive? He is just. Now, are you still there, Ray?
Yes, I'm still here.
That's right. I heard a moment ago, and it might have been my computer. So.
Check your time. Check your time.
I've looked. I did. That's the first thing I did. It's still going at the moment. Okay, so yeah, Nelly being in this pack, I think Conrad then won't be getting the boost, which means the other guys won't be getting the boost because they're too close to Conrad. Now Nelly in this situation looks like he might be trying to help his teammate out. It's very difficult to tell which of the two is actually Nelly, or I think that's Nelly's ahead.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, that is Nelly there. Yeah, it's the slightly.
Yeah, he's driving off.
Yeah, slightly.
He's driving off, isn't he?
Yeah. Okay, so into the parabolic we go. It's on the pack cam. We're looking from Jimmy back towards Art Pal. On the main screen, we've got SRI right behind Demon R, who's right behind Steve F1, who's side by side with Conrad, who's right behind SGP. Okay, so what's going to happen down into turn 1?
Hopefully they'll behave themselves.
Well, if I was a psychic, I'd be able to tell you exactly what was going to happen. Oh! I'm sorry, I've just seen a ghost.
Did you? That was that ghost car.
Okay, don't know exactly what happened there, but yeah, that's alright. Demon R dropping back a little bit. Twilight is quite a way off. I'm wondering if Twilight has pitted. because I've not seen anything happen with him as these guys are making their way through the second chicane. And someone's got a penalty, Steve F1. Now, interestingly, around here, the penalties aren't exactly harsh, but the penalties are easy to get, especially at the second chicane. Both parts of it, the left and right hand, are very easy to take a little bit too much curve and end up getting a penalty. Also Mascari. The entry, the curbs, like you can see there, the yellow and black ones, if you touch them, yeah, you get a penalty. But it's the exit here, isn't it, where you're at more risk, I think, of getting the penalty if you run wide.
Yeah, if you run wide, you're more likely to get the penalty. I've not really had many penalties into a scary and in the middle of a scary. It's more the exit.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so on the pack cam, still looking on board with Jimmy. So 7 is actually on lap 8 now of leading the race, as Jason looks like he might be trying to make a move on Steve F1. Oh, maybe not yet, and he's actually ahead of Steve F1. It's SGP that he is behind. Having a look at what's been happening. These guys have actually got a little bit spread out now, haven't they?
Yeah, but the incident with Demon R and SRI, they dropped back a bit as well, and somebody's
no!
away back. Oh!
Yeah, the one much further back, I think that is Twilight, that's why I think he's pitted. But also I noticed that Nelly, coming out of turn 1, was only just ahead of the Group 4, so I don't know if Nelly's had a bit of a difficult first corner, as Jason got a little bit out of shape, and Steve F1 right there, so Jason defending a little bit into the first of the Lesmos. Now, Critical's got a 1-second penalty, which just saw him have a bit of an off. So that's allowed Rich Blues to close that gap in on him, heading into Ascari. As, yeah, a lovely exit there for Rich.
Yep, and he's doing well in 4th place. Is he going to get Critical?
Yeah, that was
the second penalty, didn't it?
Yeah, that it was. Okay, so that puts Critical now in an opportunity to get Slipstream on the back of Rich Blues. On the pack cam, we've got Jason trying to make a move on SGP. Let's see, is Rich going to defend down into turn 1? For Rich Blues, I mean, being in a position to defend is perhaps not a usual position for him, given that he's usually running in the pack, but not looking to defend at all, is he? He looks comfortable there on the way in.
Yeah, he didn't look as if he was going defensive at all there.
Yeah.
Let's see how he is up into the second chicane.
Yep, on the pack cam, getting a little busy. Ooh, I think we've gone just taking back of SGP there, but going for the move on the side as Jason going for the move on Steve F1. And they both get their move done. Lovely stuff. Oh, Rich Blues!
Oh, Rich!
Oh, a little over the curves on, a little wobbly as well. Oh dear.
I just unfortunate as a wait.
Nope, he's gone. Oh, excuse me. I mean, that's an interesting. I mean, is that a situation where Rich probably should be waiting?
Yeah, well, he lost the position and then he gave Critical a tap, so I'd say should have been waiting.
Yeah, unless the drivers were conversing at the time and Critical has said, no, it's okay, don't worry about it, carry on. By the way, Connor, I think
we don't know that.
Well, that
we don't know that.
That is true, we don't know that. Rich may have just thought, sod him. But it is a possibility. Okay, Jason on the pack camp's got a penalty to serve. He's currently in 7th place. He won't be in 7th for very long. Critical once again will get a run on Rich Blues from a little bit further back, which may actually be more of a benefit as Jason gets passed by almost everybody there on the pack camp.
Yeah, that was quite, what was it? Was that a half a second? That was quite...
I think it might have been a 1 second penalty, looking at how much time lost there. Now, interestingly, Critical not able to attack down into turn 1. But having said that, apparently the Dodge Viper of the Group 3s does have one of the best top speeds. So yeah, it might be a bit difficult to make that move. We've got Demon R and SRI bump drafting. Conrad was bump drafting. Now SRI up alongside Conrad. Demon R up along. Oh no! Sound like Alan Davis doing an impression of a fish having an orgasm.
A what?
Have you not heard Alan Davis' impression of a fish having an orgasm? No, he does an impression of a shark as well. It's quite amusing. I'll have to find the video clip for you at some point. Yeah, okay, so I think Richard just had a bit of a wobble, didn't he?
Yeah, he's had a bit of a wobble. That should give Critical a wee bit of a helping hand. But then does Critical want to do it into a Scary? I think he's a wee bit too far back actually, so use a Scary to get up close to him. He's got a better line. Can he hold it?
He can. I think with that Dodge Viper having a good top end speed though, I think Critical needs to get Rich Blues looking in his mirrors, get him out of position down into the Parabolica, which will compromise Rich. Rich has had a bit of an early entry. But yeah, if you can compromise Rich on the way into the Parabolica, he's got a chance of getting a better run down the main straight. Now I'm just wondering, well, that moment we saw between Conrad and SRI, it almost looked like the beginnings of Verstappen and Hamilton down into turn 1 and 2 then. Once again, Critical not able to really, he's closed the gap a bit, but not enough. That vibe, Rich has gone deep.
Oh, no, he's just... Critical had nowhere to go, did he?
No.
Rich had, he's still got, what's that?
Position.
He's still got that position plus he's still trying to keep on track as well, and Critical just didn't have anywhere to go. Rich on his sausage, he's loving the sausage, that's a few times.
It is, it's a slippery sausage as well. But a great battle this between Rich Blues and Critical at the moment. On the pack cam, that's on Jason. Now it's on Critical actually looking forward at Rich Blues. As Jimmy's got a penalty. And he's serving that penalty. That's going to put Art Power right on him.
There's going to be... That could be losing a place. I'll get a better run out of here. We'll see, is that battle still going on with Critical and Rich Blues? Critical's got the run, he's got nowhere to go.
He was lucky in a way that Rich Blues spotted he was there, as Art Power does look at making the move down the main straight into turn 1, and he is just ahead and goes to defend as well. Is Jimmy going to try and attack back on the brakes? Not on this occasion. Now with Jimmy having the half-second penalty there, I'm going to guess it was from the second chicane, because that's where it's so easy to get a penalty. Rich Blues, look at Rich Blues closing that gap back on Critical. Is he going to go for the move? No, he's bump drafted him.
Bumped him? Jimmy had a better exit for turn 2. He just kind of straightened up the car round the corner and went for it, so he's got back ahead.
That's a lovely
He's
move.
Actually a bit of a gap as well.
Yeah, that's a lovely move from Jimmy there. Now, interestingly, Rich Blues braked early for the first chicane to get a run out of it, and he's got a run, and he's making a move on Critical. Critical closing the door a little bit too early, I think there. There's still a bit of an overlap on the cars. Perhaps getting caught out by the radar, but yeah, got to be aware of that. If you're going to move over, don't trust the radar in letting you know that your triangle is ahead of the other, because quite often, well, there will be an overlap. Okay, so Jimmy with a fantastic move. And Arpal on the last lap did a 151.4. Oh, Critical's off!
Is it? I don't see.
Yeah, I just saw his rear wing facing
Go on.
the wrong way. Go on.
No, I thought that was him, but that's Jason.
It's Jason. Yeah, he's dropped down. He's in 5th place at the moment. He's Critical. Okay, so let's see what Arpal can do Jimmy's fastest lap so far has been a 52.3, and his last lap was a 53. Rich Blues all on his own now in 3rd place, so he can perhaps try and settle down a little bit. And Connor on the pack cam, he's got a penalty, so it looks like whoever's leading the pack is getting penalties.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Steve F1, XGP, Jason, all passing. As we see Art Pal on the back, I think he might. I thought he tagged Jimmy a wee bit there before pulling out, but he's.
Is Jimmy gone? You know what? I think Jimmy's very confident on the brakes in this Nissan, because I thought Arpal had the move done there, or maybe Arpal's just being more conservative on the brakes. But either way, Jimmy taking the position and holding the position into that second chicane. Oh, we've got spinners! I didn't see exactly what happened there. Arpal, he's got a run here on Jimmy, but I can't see him making the move into Ascari.
Jimmy never made it. Yeah, he never made the apex at the start.
Yeah.
And he's a bit wide. Oh, has he just saved that? Is that curb just saved him?
It might. You know, it's interesting though that like missing that first apex. Oh, it's critical. Got past Gary there, maybe a little too physically. Yeah, okay, Arpal. Let's go.
Physical.
I don't know what that is anymore. Although I do like that song, Physicality.
What? That wasn't even the bloody song.
it's a word from the song. Arpal not going for the move into turn 1. I wonder if Arpal's gonna try setting.
Physicality.
Yeah.
No, it's physical.
Yeah, not that.
Physical.
Yeah, I'm not on about that song. I'm on about a different one. You know, you know the film Madagascar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Prince Julian.
Yeah, I like to move it.
Yeah, and there's another song that he sings, I think, and part of it is. Oh, Jimmy!
Oh, Jimmy! You don't want to be doing that.
I don't. Oh,
he's got a second.
penalty.
I don't know if that was the entrance or the exit. That's why, because it was over that sausage.
It could have been either, but either way, with that half-second penalty, that will lose him the position for certain. It's on the pack cam. That's on Gary, who's also got a half-second penalty, I believe, with critical right behind him. I mean, Jimmy's definitely finding himself in a situation he's never really been in before, in leading this race. So, getting these
look at him there. You see how much he stayed away from that line coming out.
So what do you think it's going to be like for Jimmy here in this race, where he's led outright for the first 8-9 laps, got a penalty, put Arpal right on him, then they've been close battling, lost the place, took the place, held the place, gets another penalty and loses? What do you think's going to be going through his head right now?
Well, at the moment he's hunting, so it'll be I need to get this guy. I was about to say something else. I need to get this guy. Let's keep with him. You just need to watch he doesn't overdo it on braking late or putting on the accelerator. So, see, sometimes it's easier to be the hunter than it is being the prey. So, I think he'll be nervous as well, because it's going to be his first win if he wins it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Gary's gone deep into one. He's going to get reset. And Arpal's now got a half-second penalty. So, I think what Jimmy should be thinking is, I don't need to stress about getting a penalty, because from what we've been seeing so far, everybody's got the possibility of getting them. But you're right in that Jimmy has won races in one of our Brown Star Championships before, but he's never been in this situation. And to be fair, he's been giving Art Pal a run for his money in the last couple of races. And in this one, he's legit in a position to fight for the win of this race here. Especially now that he's just passed Art Pal while Art Pal serves his penalty. So I think for Jimmy, he's just got to keep calm and carry on.
Yeah, just make sure the wife's got his drink bottle filled and giving him a drink when he, wife or partner, whatever. Get a wee ice pack and stick it on his head. Keep his cool.
Okay, so is Art Pal going to be able to attack?
Art Pal wait on the break, yeah.
Well, maybe Art Pal's in a position of trying to push it a little bit more, but yeah, it's. I mean, I think if you're Art Pal, I don't think you can really try and attack Jimmy into this chicane coming up, because Jimmy's been too confident on those brakes. And look, Jimmy seems quite comfortable to push the car through that chicane. And I do know quite a few of the Group 3s don't really like the curbs through there, but Jimmy doesn't seem to be fazed by them.
He's having a good race, and yeah, it's amazing seeing this kind of racing. They're not making contact. They're not throwing it down the inside when they're not really in a position to.
Yeah.
Has Jimmy went a wee bit wide? No, I don't think he did. It might have looked camera angle.
Yeah, camera angle did make it look like he got a little bit out of shape on the way through, but I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, it'd be easy for Art Pal to try dive bombing up the inside here, or dive bombing up the inside into, although admittedly, when you're this close going through the parabolica, if you're the car ahead, you should be thinking already the car behind me is close enough to attack me into turn one, because if he's up your chufter into the final corner, he's up your chufter into the first corner. So yeah, Jimmy kind of going middle of the road defending, but again, I think Jimmy's confident on those brakes. Oh, he's got a bit deep. Oh, but he's okay, just. So let's see if Art Pal. I mean, Art Pal may get a good run here with Jimmy having getting a little bit out of shape there. Yeah, I think Jimmy's going to have to go defensive here, which he does. Goes defensive early. Let's see if he's got the confidence on the brakes again as they're side by side. And he has. He's got the confidence on the brakes, but can he keep the corner? Yes, he can.
That's going to be a penalty. He was all over that sausage. But
he might. It was just.
I think the last time it was entry then, because it was in the same over the sausage the last time when he got a penalty, but this time he's not. So I think it was the way in.
I think you
to the start of the chicane.
Right there. I think if you're Art Pal, you know what, down there, that little barrier looks like Jimmy's car, stationary. A couple of times I thought, is that Jimmy? Is it Jimmy? No, but no, it's barrier. Oh, Jimmy a little wide, but that's okay. Art Pal.
Yeah, I think it's if you're after that curb, or once that curb's ended and it's a white line.
Yes.
I think that's where you'll get a penalty from, is that Pal's having a look at parabolica. He's going to get it done, but then he's going to let Jimmy have the slipstream. But Jimmy, he's not wanting the slipstream. He's doing a switcheroo. Who's got the top end here?
Well, yeah, straight up drag race down the main straight at Monza. And if they're going to be side by side, I'm going to put my money on Jimmy here. Confident on the brakes.
I don't know. You can hang it out round outside. But yeah, Jimmy got it there.
Yeah. Oh, wobble though. That wobble, that's going to put Art Pal. I've got to say, this is a cracking battle. You can just see the different
nuances. This has been since lap 13.
Okay,
Jesus.
Jimmy going defensive. See, if I was our pal here, oh, he's gone for it. He's trying to force up the inside. Jimmy will brake late though. Is he going deep? No, he's alright. See, I think into that if I was Art Pal on that occasion, I would have actually tried to get Jimmy to defend because he would have had a much tighter line into the chicane. But this might work for Art Pal because he's so close. And again, this is well, actually, Jimmy is used to being in the pack and having cars right up his rear end. So maybe we're underestimating the benefit of experience that he's had from that. So although Art Pal is piling the pressure on, Jimmy's coping with it. He's not even trying to defend here at Oscari, although he is a little bit away from the apex again. Critical! Oh dear, on the pack cab, just got it a bit wrong into the second chicane as now Gary passing him.
Yeah, Art Pal's going for it back into Parabolica. He's got Jimmy in the inside line, so he can do the switchback here unless Jimmy can hold it there, which he's doing his mighty best to do, giving each other plenty of room. And then it's a drag race down to the chicane again.
Yeah, but this the Art Pal, if he holds the middle of the road,
he's keeping him tight. He's keeping him tight now.
That's what he's got to do. Keep him there. He's moved over the last moment. Jimmy doesn't know that. Jimmy's on the tight line. He'll get it into the corner, but he's going to be compromised on the exit. It was a little wobble. Now this is where Art Pal needs to get Jimmy to defend into this chicane. But I don't think he's close enough.
I don't think...
Oh, he is. He is. Yeah.
Oh, is he going to
Jimmy's
defend?
defending.
Yeah.
This is great stuff. Jimmy's going to be on a horribly tight line here. Art Pal will break early. Jimmy goes a little deep. Art Pal will get the better exit. Now, he won't get the move done yet, but it's all about getting Jimmy now to defend in the corners on the tighter line. This is to kind of set up to Ascari to the final corner. And literally, if Art Pal gets past at the final corner, a big part of it could be from what happened at that second chicane. He's got to run on him.
For it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going for it.
Okay.
He's going to see who's late on the brakes.
Well, I think
if I was Jimmy, I'd let Art Pal go and go for the slipstream.
Yeah.
I think that's what Jimmy's doing now.
I think you're absolutely right, and nicely done by the pair of them. See, we've not seen Jimmy in this situation before. I thought I'm going to be... So, like, thinking, you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to defend this one because he's there. He's got me. But what I can do is I can attack him back, especially, and he's not going for the move here, that's fine. But if you're Jimmy, you know already you're more comfortable on the brakes into turn one and the second chicane. So, the pack cab's getting busy behind Conrad with Steve F1. So let's see if Jimmy can get a run here. And I tell you what, Art Pal's lap time's extremely consistent there, which means Jimmy's will be as well. Is Jimmy closing in? He is. Gives Art Pal a little nudge. And that's understandable, that, you know. You could see...
He's backed out.
Yeah, but you can see, I mean, Jimmy's car was obviously having a little bit of a wiggle, and I think there's part in there where he's thinking, do I need to take evasive? But yeah, so absolutely nothing wrong with what Jimmy's done there. He's just got caught out a little bit by the difference in the braking. Now, do you think a bit of that... Oh, SGP's just punted Conrad off at the Ascari as they go into... These two go into the... second chicane once again. Yeah, I mean, the braking differences, do you think it could just be confidence, or do you think it could be characteristics of the car? Or is Jimmy perhaps giving no care in the world to tyre temperatures under braking?
Well, Jimmy wouldn't know about tyre temperatures because he doesn't use that app. He thinks it's a cheating mechanism, but I think it might be the car's characteristics. We've not seen Art Pal able to go deep on the brakes. Jimmy, we've seen all the time. It's a consistent deep on the brakes. So I think it's the car's characteristics.
You know, I think you might be right. Now, interesting as well, when we've seen him be like, oh, he's got a penalty! Where did that come from? Or was it not Jimmy?
That's scary, it was. Jimmy.
It might have been. Oh dear. Okay, so looks like we've got Twilight here on the back of Demon R. Now, obviously, I have no idea what has been going on in the pack for the last 7 laps. Because of what's been going on at the front. It looks like it might have been a bit busy. And we got...
Yeah, it looks busy.
Hang on,
It looks very busy.
Yeah, Nelly is in the pack again. So I think Nelly's had a few struggles along the way here. As Rich Blues has he's been doing some decent lap times there in 52s, 53s. Oh, what's going on there?
I don't know, is Critical going to get
Oh,
him?
Gary!
Oh, Gary! Gary, where are you going? There's Rich there, he's going slow. I hear Gary spinning around somewhere.
I'm wondering if Rich Blues has had a technical issue. So he's not made a mistake there, he's just seemed to have lost steering ability for a few
Forgot to
moments.
charge his controller. That's why you should have been on a wheel, you numpty.
Well, I'd agree with you, apart from the fact that his controller was fully charged. Yeah.
That's what he's telling us.
Well, that is true. Okay, we've got Nelly right behind Conrad in the pack, which is full of cars, multiple cars wide. Now, all of these are champions apart from Nelly, who's just bumped drafted Conrad all the way to the front of the Group 4s. And now the other Group 4 is going to have to be careful here, because that Group 3 is not as good on the brakes or in the corners as the Group 4s are, which might not make much sense, but given the Group 4s are on soft tyres, that is a big factor of it, and the Group 4s have a boost. Although that might be affected now with Nelly being in that pack. There we go. So Jimmy has served his penalty and has dropped back a bit from Artpow now. There's not many laps to go. Is that Nelly wide?
Don't know, I can't tell.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, because Jason's getting past them.
Steve F1 has a half-second penalty. As we mentioned, very easily gettable are those penalties. Okay, I'm just wondering if I wouldn't be surprised if we have missed obviously loads of action that's been going on through the race for these Group 4s that was on the pack cam. I'm just wondering if any of them might have very different levels of tyre wear. So Steve F1 here, all over the back of Jason, but Steve F1's going to get a
Jason's had new tyres.
Yes, okay, so it looks like we've had at least one car pit in for new tyres. So Twilight having a look up the inside of Jason. Can he get it slowed down? So once again, Nelly bump drafting Conrad. And oh, Jason may have been tagged a little bit wide. I mean, here's a question for you, Ray. Is this fair what Nelly is doing for Conrad here?
They're part of a team, so there's no rule against you can't help your teammate. He's not forcing him off the road. He's giving him a bump draft like MDL's and
Jason! Oh dear!
He's sent SRI to Timbuktu.
I think that might be Jason's disapproval of Nelly's tactics. It wasn't. I think Jason's just completely missed his braking point there, which is very easily done. Is he waiting? Okay. Yeah, okay. Jason's definitely waiting. Is he going to be waiting for Nelly as well? I mean, I think on that occasion he probably should be, but didn't have the best of views going on the way in to see exactly what happened. Okay, SGP, his tyres are fairly worn, although we've only got one lap to go after this, so although they're worn, they're not anywhere near dead. Twilight a little bit wide. Steve F1, Demon Art side by side. SRI nowhere to go. And on the pack cam, looking at that gap between Artpal and Jimmy, that gap has got a little bit bigger. So it looks like Artpal may be comfortable for the first time in this race. Actually, they're on
They're on their final lap.
Yeah, they are. They're on their final lap, but they're just down that straight. They're not far behind the Group 4s here. Okay, let's see what can SGP do to Conrad now that Nelly isn't there to help Conrad. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, Nelly, if he's had a bit of a race that's not gone well for him, so as he's coming back through the pack, if he finds himself behind his teammate, yeah, by all means, give him a bump draft. I think all of us would do that in that situation. As Steve F1 goes a little wide, that might be another penalty. Okay, this could get tricky. It is. Oh dear. 4 wide, 5 wide. What was it we always say about the pack? It's not advisable to go 4 wide or 3 wide. It's like watching the red arrows down here, but as if they'd all been drinking. So our pals actually at the finish line and wins here at Monza. Jimmy, what a race Jimmy has had there. Second place. Oh, we've got a spinner.
No, Jason! Jason's been spun round, I don't know who by.
No, neither do I. And Nelly once again gets ahead of the pack, finds himself behind his teammate. Maybe better off just going past. Yes, he has. So ahead he goes, and perhaps leaves Connor in risk of being attacked. But Steve F1, oh,
F1,
bit of a touch
no.
on Connor. Ooh. He's just ahead. I'm not sure if that was a completely fair overtake there. Can't be certain, only guessing. Critical, third place for him. That just goes to show there was a big gap between our pal Jimmy and Critical. Rich Blues crosses the line, fourth place for him. Formula Gary in fifth place at the moment. Bit of time though until he crosses the line. And for Steve F1 and anybody else that has a penalty to serve here, this could put them to the back.
Yeah, Steve F1, SGP side by side. That's going to make them so slow. Give Conrad and all that the run.
Yeah, that it will. So Conrad SRI there. Steve F1's going to slow down. There goes SGP. And oh, Gary. Oh,
What's
Gary. I do not know. Gary crossing the line eventually will be in fifth place. He's not crossed the line yet. I think he should have taken his time. And here we go. Nelly then crosses the line just ahead of SGP, Conrad, Steve F1. I think it's Demonar, SRI, Twilight, and then Jason, who may have just tried handbraking it over the line, but it didn't work. Wow, what a race. Absolutely bonkers. Now, while we talk here, I'm just going to have to go and grab myself a drink because that commentary just got my throat a little bit tickly there. But yeah, so I've got to admit, we have seen a lot of fantastic races and battles over the championships in the DGT League. Seeing Art Pal and Jimmy go at it in that race there was absolutely fantastic to watch. And proof of that is, think about all the times we've done commentary and we're talking about the guys up at the front having a battle, but we're also focusing on that pack cam and what's going on in the pack cam. With this one, I haven't got a clue what happened on that pack cam. I never looked at it. I was so engrossed in that battle between Art Pal and Jimmy that I'd never even really looked at the pack cam unless I saw a car that looked like it was spinning. And I don't know what it was like for you. Was it as good for you as it was for me?
Yeah, I love that battle. Like, I'm the same as you. I didn't really look at the back cam. I was too engrossed in how these two were driving and they're braking and they're getting round the corners and who was going to make the first mistake, who was going to lose it as well, or are they going to wipe each other out? That was all what was going through my head.
Yeah. I don't think they ever. Oh no, I was going to say I don't think they ever touched. Not true. They did touch once that we saw, but that's when Jimmy. I mean, considering heading down into that turn one, where I was thinking Jimmy could go for the move here because he's got the brakes, but he didn't. go for the move, which is absolutely fine, but then got caught out with the braking. That was the only contact I remember seeing. But I mean, that's a contact that I wouldn't care about, because Jimmy could have attempted an overtake and got it completely wrong, or at other times, either one of them could have attempted an overtake that would have been extremely risky or wasn't on, and we didn't see him doing that. So absolutely buzzing to watch that battle. Now, I do know that Artpal was struggling a lot with his shoulder. For anyone that doesn't remember, Artpal a few years ago did basically shatter his shoulder, and he was struggling a bit around here. But take nothing away.
A patient.
Probably, yeah. Just don't, I was going to say something, by the way. So, yeah, take nothing away from Jimmy's battle with Artpal there, because Jimmy has absolutely pushed Artpal to the limits there. But what I would say is, right,
And
what
also,
would go on?
Artpal had pushed Jimmy to the limits. They didn't let off each other. It was, I'm pushing you, you're pushing me, I'm pushing you. You push me. That was epic. Like, I hope Jimmy doesn't miss a race anytime
Well,
soon.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you think, I mean, Jimmy missed the first race of this championship, and I know he was gutted about that, and I can see why now, because he's hit the ground running in this championship. Now, well, I mean, let's say, for example, if Jimmy was frustrated about how that race has gone for him, what would you say about that?
If he was frustrated with how that races went for him.
Because of like having the
Mm,
penalties and not getting the win, not taking that opportunity.
There's no need to be frustrated. That was an epic race. I had to keep my head held high and go into the next one. Knowing now you know how the way Atpal races, and you can figure out where key points of where you need to try and put him under pressure and get him offline.
Yeah.
You know, and he now knows that he's got the better break. So, and they seemed pretty much equal in acceleration and top end coming down that straight. It's not as if somebody just flowed right past
Yeah.
one or the other. It was kind of equal.
Yeah.
So, I think Jimmy's got the edge on braking.
Yeah, I mean, there was something I was going to mention during the race, and I mentioned it now. Now, with the braking, I think you're right with the characteristics of the car, but if you think about it, we saw Jimmy being able to attack and defend quite nicely into that first chicane. But what we did see is on the exit of the chicane, quite often there was a little wiggle of the car, and I think that is coming from braking that bit later or braking that a bit harder. So being stronger on the brakes is causing a little wiggle on the exit of the corner. And in a lot of scenarios, I would probably say, oh, brake a bit earlier, brake a bit gentler, get the better exit. But actually, I think for Jimmy in this scenario, if it gives you the confidence to attack and defend on the way in, and you can cope with the wiggle on the way out, then don't change anything. Because it could be a case, if Jimmy tried driving a little bit more cautiously on the way into the corner, he might not feel he's getting the best out of it on the exit of the corner, so I wouldn't change anything. Now, don't get me wrong, over time, yes, it would be a good idea, if that is the case, to just try and brake that little bit earlier and see if you can eradicate that wiggle on the exit, because if you can, you might lose a little bit of the strength on the braking into the corner, but you will gain so much on the exit that you will actually gain overall. But Jimmy right now, I wouldn't change it because of how he's driving. And like you, if he is frustrated or gutted or kicking himself a bit, don't be. Because, I mean, I look at it as, okay, we saw Art Pal had penalties on occasion. Jimmy did.
Wait a minute, are you allowed to comment? Would that not be biased?
Well, maybe. But what I was going to say, of the champions, I only know of, I don't know, did SRI have any penalties
When?
during this race from the Ascari or the chicanes? Any corner cut penalties?
I can't remember. I don't think I did, but I can't remember.
Now, I know SGP, I'm told, didn't. SRI, I think, didn't. Demon R did. Steve F1 did. And not just one, that they did have a few. And let's face it, if the people with the most amount of championships can get penalties for exceeding track limits around here, then none of the guys in the Group 3 should kick themselves for getting a track limits penalty in these cars. Because again, like I say, I mean, if just to make it even worse for the Group 4 guys, if those with the most, hang on, listen to this, right? If those with the most championships in the cars that have got the most grip in the corners and aren't that fast cars are getting penalties, then yeah, don't kick yourself if you're in the Group 3 and getting a time penalty.
But also, to be fair to the Group 4 guys, they're racing to the highest capabilities of the car and the tyres they're on, so
yeah.
It would be the same if they were in Group 3s. They could be getting penalties. So
absolutely.
Hold your heads up high, Group 4 guys. Because they're still racing to the. They're pushing their car as much as they can, so just like the Group 3s are pushing their car as much as they can, but there was something I was going to say and you wanted to finish your saying and then it went out my bloody head.
Okay, well, what we'll do then, while you see if you can remember, is we will have a look at the confirmed race result. Excuse me, of which I do believe there has been a couple of reports that have been dealt with, but I am aware that my co-commentator has no idea about those, so we won't comment on those right now, because SRI knows nothing about them and can't know nothing about them really. Okay, but I'm going to share the picture so that we can, or share the picture with Ray so that we can actually go through the grid. I mean, I suppose I could comment on the reports, but anyway. Right, so in a moment we shall go and have a look at the confirmed race result. So Art Pal with the victory, maximum 20 points. Jimmy second place, 17 points, and the pole position. So bonus point for the pole position. So again, I don't think Jimmy should be disappointed at all. Critical's had an interesting race here, Ray. He's finished in third, but we did see him have a couple of moments in that car.
Moments.
And it was, I think in a way, it was difficult for us to really know what was happening with Critical during that race, because the only time we really saw him was when he had the battle with Rich Blues, which looked like a good battle. And then we sort of went back to Critical when Rich seemed to have his issue. So I think for Critical, it's a good result, but he may be wanting to kick himself a little bit for ending up having spun a couple of times. But again, the Group 3s around Monza, you'd think they're simple, but you take a bit too much curb somewhere and it can spin them around very, very easily. So I think Critical should look at that as a positive. He's had a good result. For Rich Blues, though, I could fully understand Rich Blues being absolutely gutted here, because he was running in third place. He'd kind of fended off Critical, so he'd come under attack, was running nicely. I don't think we really saw him making any mistakes. and then for whatever reason it gets a disconnection of his steering controller and loses about 14 seconds, I believe it was, in that moment. I mean, what do you say to Rich about that one? I mean, how do you console someone in that situation?
Should I use your reel?
Yeah, well, there is that, yes. Although, to be fair, I have spoken to Rich, and I have said to him that it's worth spending that 10-15 minutes getting your wheels set up and everything, but I think he's found himself in a bit of an SRI situation where one of his children has decided to be doing something that is now happening on a Monday, which I think means Rich ends up looking after. Saying that other child sounds bad, but I don't mean it derogatorily. Yeah, so Rich Blues is doing parenting duties. But so
Until his wife come back before the race, so and then she takes over. You know,
yeah,
we don't want to see like he's neglecting his child here. Come on.
absolutely not. Definitely not. But yeah, I mean it's a tough one for Rich. But I mean, if Rich is able to, I mean, I know I used to have it, and I think you probably had it in the past. I know SGP's had it in the past. We've been using wheels for a long time now. I mean, we were using wheels before there was decent stands for wheels, and getting your wheels set up to be able to use it. It wasn't get your wheels set. It was get what is it going to be put on? What am I going to sit on? Where are my pedals going to be on? It's a ball ache. And you get to a point where you think, oh, is it really worth me going through the hassle of setting all this up for what, an hour and a half driving? Well, the answer is yes, it's worth it, because the quality of experience you'll have for that hour to an hour and a half is considerably more enjoyable than if you go with a controller. However, fully understand Richard's parenting duties, but yeah, if he's got the opportunity to get it set up, do it.
No, what he should do, if he's got the space, get one of the fold away, even just the one you and SGP used to have. I don't know if yours fold away, but that type where you just had the wheel on it and the pedal. You didn't have the seat. You used whatever seat you had.
Yeah. Well, I think Rich has got a play seat.
I thought he used it. Oh no, I thought he just used something and then he took the cushions off the couch like I used to do. Me and SGP used to, when SGP first came up here and he was sitting with the cushions
what
off.
the is this?
Well, yeah. Come on, he had the fucking steering wheel on a fucking iron board.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I think I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I remember Gary saying that he did go around and help Rich set up his play seat. I could be wrong, but again, if you've got a play seat, they don't fold down small, so it's probably like nearly completely dismantled. So I get it. But yeah, the other option is turn one of the rooms in the house into a games room. On a Thursday, it can be a games room. On a Monday, it could be a games room for Rich, and on every other day, it could be a games room for the kids or the wife. Or maybe I was going to say maybe it could be a dungeon, but because I'd mentioned kids, I thought that's not a good idea.
I used to have a room. Well, it was a child's playpen that you could unclip it. It used to go in a big hexagon. You'd able to unclip it. So I used to unclip it and I had it from one side of the room around my whole rig system, so the Waynes could then get into it and then the Waynes could play.
Yeah, they could play while you played. Yeah. So you could keep an eye on them while you're playing. Yeah, but they couldn't get to you. They couldn't get your beer, could they?
Not a chance in hell.
Okay, so let's move on then. Formula Gary, 5th place for him. I don't think we really.
We didn't. We didn't see Gary, but what I remember from the race, he kept ahead of the pack. He was never back in the pack like where were we last week? Was it last week or did they have the disconnection last week?
No, it was the week before where Brazil, where he was like just in front of the pack. It was the week after Brazil. Brazil was the first race.
Yeah, but it wasn't. But there was a couple of races he was stuck within the pack, and but he
one of
was
them he got
he was
disconnected
far.
from.
Yeah, he was far away ahead of the pack. Tonight we didn't see him. We didn't see him in the pack at all.
Yeah, which isn't a bad thing.
So no, it's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. He's improving with the car.
Yeah.
It's the second race, not third race. What's this race for? Yeah, so he's one he got disconnected from, so his second race, third race,
third race. Because he
race.
raced
So,
Brazil. Yeah, raced Brazil. Second race disconnected. Third race was fine. I can't even remember where we raced last week.
Ascari, was it Ascari?
No, Alsace. No, Sardegna.
I'll tell you in a second.
No, Sardegna was where he got disconnected. Sardegna was the second race. Race 3 was Watkins Glen. That's right. He had a good race. He was nowhere near the pack at any point at Watkins Glen. He had a good solid race. That's right. Critical, I think, might have been around the pack on that occasion. And today it was Nelly's turn. Now, Nelly had a fairly decent start to the race, but unfortunately, Nelly made an error that I can pretty much guarantee you he will never make again. Now, I learnt it a long time ago. I know SGP learnt it a long time ago, and I won't be surprised if SGP learnt it a long time ago as well. Steve F1, I think, has learnt it. And that is, if you get a new piece of your wheel system, pedal system, rig system, anything, if the first time you're going to use it is a league race, don't attach it. Don't put it on. Wait until after the league race. Because if it's something that differs anything, even if it's a new TV, right? If the first time you're going to use it is in a league race, don't put it into play yet, because any difference to what you're used to could have a negative effect. And Nelly got himself a new add-on wheel, and the first time he used it was in this race, and it wasn't very good for him. So Nelly struggled in this race because of his new add-on wheel. And yeah, had he had a Thursday night practice session with it, any issues that there would have been with it or any setting changes that needed to be done with it, he'd have been able to get sorted before a league race. But because it came and he was like, I'll whack it on, had problems, and there's nothing he could do about it other than keep trying driving or retire from the race. But given we're in a team's battle, retiring from the race is something you don't really want to do.
Like, when I got my wheel, how much I was pestering the admins to get on to get some practice in.
Yeah. I mean, you got to give yourself time to practice. So Nelly's had a tough race, but he did do a good teammate assisting out there. Okay, so moving on to the Group 4s then. A 7th place overall, but first of the Group 4s, SGP, with the bonus point for pole position. And, I mean, again, we don't really know what happened in the race, in the pack, so can't really comment much on that, but I think SGP will be fairly pleased with that result. But what we can see, obviously, we can see Connor in 8th place. Scores 9 points, however, has got a -2 point penalty. Now, the steward's report should hopefully have come out prior to this going out. So Ray doesn't know anything about the result of the steward in here, because a driver is connected to was involved in these. So I can quickly mention that there was 2 reports placed. One of them, there's no further action, and the second one, there is a bit of contact between Conrad and SRI, which does result in SRI being off the track. Looking into it, it's a very, very unfortunate situation. There was nothing malicious, nothing intentional, or anything like that, but there was a bit of contact. So it is a -2 point penalty, but it's more a sheer bad luck caused the having a collision that has resulted with a car off the track rather than forcing a car off the track. Now, Ray will be able to read the full description of that on the stewards report, because as we mentioned before, if any of the admins are involved in any of the reports, they have no involvement in the actual stewarding of said incident, so we won't ask Ray's opinion on that. He fucking rammed me! No, he didn't, Ray. He fucking did! No, he didn't. Just because you like ramming everything on a Friday night doesn't mean Conrad does it on a Monday night. Yeah. Okay, Steve F1. How the hell has Steve F1 and finished up 9th, so 3rd out of the Group 4s, when he had a half-second penalty going onto the back straight?
I don't know. I don't know.
I do. Demon R bump drafted him straight after he got his penalty and put him right back up into position.
I bet Demon up. Tell himself.
Yeah, so Steve F1 9th place, 8 points. Demon R in 10th place, 7 points. SRI in 11th place, 6 points. Twilight in 12th place on 5 points. Jason in 13th place on 4 points. Now, we did see Jason off at the back. There was a spin, wasn't there, at the first corner? There wasn't a report placed about that, so I don't know if any of the drivers were able to have a look at that and then decide whether a report needed to be done or not. We didn't really have a great view of it, so can't comment much about that. But something I do want to comment on regarding the Group 4 race there, something that we didn't really get to see much of because the Art Pal Jimmy battle. Do you remember there was part of the race where you said, oh, there's a car that seems to have dropped back quite a lot, and I said, oh yeah, I think that's Twilight, I think he's pitted. Well, I do believe Twilight pitted, and then a few laps later, I'm told, Demon R pitted, and then a couple of laps later, SRI had pitted. But unfortunately, given that the boost was for 7th place down, that meant that whoever was in the Group 4 in 7th place was getting maximum boost because the gap between 6th and 7th was more than a second. So if the car in 7th place is getting maximum boost, they're capable of doing the same lap times as the car in 13th place, which means that when Twilight, Demon R and SRI pitted for fresh tyres, they weren't actually able to close the gap back up to the rest of the Group 4s. Now, if the lead Group 4 car had been a car that wasn't getting boost, then they would have been able to catch up, because when the next Group 4 catches that non-boost car, they lose boost and so on. So they would have been able to catch up. Jason also pitted a little bit later on and would have found himself in exactly the same situation. And then Nelly got involved. So Nelly had whatever, I can't even remember what happened. He had whatever happened that put him towards the back. And once Nelly had dropped out of that 6th place and it put a Group 4 into 6th place, now that Group 4 wasn't getting boost. Now the car right behind that wasn't getting boost. So then Demon R, SRI, Twilight, Jason, all of a sudden they've still got the boost and they start gaining by about 6 seconds a lap. So when we went back to the pack with 2 or 3 laps to go, you wouldn't know that they'd been spread out, but that's what happened. They got spread out. Nelly got involved in the mix. That closed the whole pack up once again. And yeah, a very unusual situation in the DGT League with the way the boost worked. Because if Nelly had been able to keep going, Demon R, Demon R, SRI, Twilight, and Jason would never have caught up. You're went very quiet there. I know you.
No, I just through. I was listening.
Yeah, I know you. I was about to say I know you were quiet listening, but when you spoke, it came through very quiet. So,
Yeah.
What? Louder. Oh, you know, earlier I mentioned about if I was psychic, I'd be able to tell you about what would happen going into turn 1 before they get there. Well, obviously I'm not psychic, but a mate of mine went to see a psychic last week who told him he would be coming into money. Well, last night he shagged a girl called Penny.
Alright. Oh, that's not much money.
It's not, is it?
No.
Okay, so let's move on then to the championship standings, shall we? Okay, so Arpound leading the way still, 83 points. Didn't get the pole position today, so he's not on maximum points now. He's only one off it. 28 points behind him is Rich Blues, who is 2 ahead of Nelly. Nelly only 1 point ahead of Jimmy. So it looks like Art Pal's kind of running away with it at the moment, but there's still 5 races to go and anything can happen. Yeah, so Jimmy in 4th place on 52 points.
Yeah, and we've got SGP, 5th place, with the lead in Group 4 with 40 points.
Yeah. Critical tied with him in 5th place on 40 points as well. And then formerly Gary on 36 points in 7th place. SGP's having a very good championship, isn't he? 7 points ahead of the next Group 4 car.
Yep, which is GT League SRI, 8th place with 33 points. And then a point behind him is Twilight with 32 points in 9th place, and then a point behind him is Demon R in 10th place with 31 points, and then 4 points behind is Jason with 27 points in 11th place, and then 7 points back is Conrad in 12th place, and then 2 points back is Steve F1 with 13, 13th place with 18 points, sorry. And then we've got these people, who are they?
I'm not entirely sure. We might see them again someday. I mean, interestingly, it's so. Apart from SG,
do you know what came into my head when you said that?
Oh God, go on.
That song, When I See You Again.
Oh yeah. Oh, the end of Fast and Furious. Yeah. So Conrad and Steve F1, both of which have missed one race. So although they're very close in points together, the reason that they're like 7 points off Jason is because of that race that they have missed, unfortunately. But SGP having a 7-point gap up at the top, very good for him. Okay, let's take a look then at what that will have done to the team's standings. So in 1st place, it is still teams. It's not teams with a twist, is it? Well, it is. This is the teams with a twist series, and we came up with the name first. We had the name of this championship before they gave their team name. So Twat in 1st place on 115 points. Then in 2nd place we've got Power Trips. I suppose I should say Team Twats is Art Pow and Twilight.
Twilight.
Yeah, I nearly said critical. Power Trips is Rich Blues and SGP. So they're on 95 points. Only 20 points off the top. They're still in a battle for the top of the championships here. But to be fair, I think 3rd place team is as well, trusting the speed, Jimmy and Demon R. And actually, it's Demon R letting the side down at the moment. Jimmy's been finishing 2nd in the Group 3 races, Demon R's not been anywhere near the front 3 in the Group 4 races. So yeah, Demon R, you need to book your ideas. 4th place is Rod on Your Nelly, which is Conrad and Nelly, and we saw some great teamwork between the pair of them today. 73 points for them. 5th place is BMW Fartlag, that's Jason and Critical, 67 points for them. Very close actually to Rod on Your Nelly. We've then got a little bit of a gap back to Jag2 Wits in 6th place on 54 points, that's Steve F1 and Formula Gary. And then on 33 points, all of which scored by the Baby Maker of Hayraker and the Baby Maker, which is Hay and SRI, 33 points for them. And then the Ghost Racer team, which is Bob, who has not been able to be seen to score a point yet, unfortunately. Interesting standings there with the teams, though, isn't it? It's still very, very close.
Yeah, the teams ones is. I think it's closer than. Yeah, it's closer than
The
actual
individuals.
individuals. So yeah, and I think with SGP was did SG, yeah, but SGP came the first of the
Fours.
Group 4, so yeah, that would help them out, and if they keep it consistent, then they might just dig into their points. And like you say, Jimmy's been doing an amazing job. He's kind of shocked us, to be fair. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
One, it's shocked us.
In a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. He's kind of shocked us. He's
Well, to be fair,
opened up
I've
eyes,
been.
and I think he just needs that helping hand from
His teammate,
Demon
yeah.
Art.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
To
I've been
get the
impressed
points
with
going.
Jimmy and Rich and Gary getting on with these cars. That's not to say I've not been impressed with Nelly or Critical. I think I've just come to expect more from them in the short time that we've known them. But I can understand it a little bit why Rich might be kicking himself or really frustrated about the technical issue he had today, because he finished 4th and had he finished 3rd, he'd have scored a few more points, he'd have been a little bit closer to the team above them, but that's the way racing goes sometimes. Okay, so the next race, Ray, it's a different one.
Yeah,
So
yeah. It is Arc race. Was it Arrival? Oh, fuck. How do
annual
you say it
Rivals
again?
Challenge.
Annual Rivals Challenge, okay. Why was I trying to put Arrivals first?
Anniversary.
Yeah. So yeah, we're at DGTC. Fucking hell, go get my Seaside, which all the drivers know, so that's why we picked that track. All the drivers know, and with these two separate groups of cars, it'd be more. I think it'd be more easier for everyone than picking a track that might be a wee bit of that could benefit other people to other people. So we decided on Seaside. There is no boost, so you fuck up, you fuck up, and just be careful if you're a group 3 and you're behind the group 4s. Be careful coming back through. You will be slower in the corners, on the straights. You should shoot ahead. Just remember, unless you're lapping, all rules still apply. Racing rules still apply. And it's not. There's no qualifying. It's championship order, and I think it's a 50-minute race.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. Well, it's. Is it gonna? I'm trying to think if we said it was gonna be on time or laps. Yeah, I think you could be right there. I need to double check. But
It would come to about 15 minutes.
Yeah, if it
either
is
way.
laps, it will be for about 50 minutes. Now, that does remind me, though, actually, there is a couple of things that us as admins we need to just clarify before we do turn up to that race on Monday. Yeah, so regarding the boost, in reality, it should have zero effect on the guys in the Group 3s. Because they should be ahead of the Group 4s anyway, and if they do happen to make a mistake and end up behind the Group 4s, they've still got a car that is capable of going 9 seconds a lap faster because the Group 4s have no boost. So they should be able to get back past the Group 4s no problem. Will they be able to catch the front runners of the Group 3s? Doubtful, unless mistakes happen. But that's not really any different to what the Group 3s are experiencing now. So the big difference is going to be for those Group 4 guys who, if they drop off a little bit or they make a mistake somewhere, it's not going to be exactly easy for them to really close any gaps back up. But this is a race where it is very different. We're doing it as a bit of a test. Let's see what it's like. The idea of popping an ARC race, the annual Rivals Challenge race, into the middle of a championship, not anything we've done before. And like you said, it's a track that we all know, but it's also a track that can punish you. Because what do you do about the bomb hole? Do you attack it and risk hitting the wall, or do you take it cautious and risk doing a Senna at Monaco and hitting the wall? It's a difficult one.
Yeah. I think it'll just depend on each driver's confidence going through there.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we're going to have to wrap this up in very soon because we have gone on quite long on this one. But again, a lot of it has been talking about the great racing we've been seeing. So yeah, I'm personally don't mind it. Now, for anyone that has been asking what's the next championship car, we can't tell you yet because the next proper championship will be after the school summer holidays. So during the school summer holidays, we are going to be doing something a little bit different to what we would normally do. But the next Gold Star Championship is going to be starting sort of at the end of the school summer holidays. So don't panic about that. We're already on the case of the car, the concept and all that kind of stuff. And if it's crap, blame Steve F1. But yeah, so that information is going to be coming soon. But don't panic because we've got plenty of time before that. Okay, Ray.
Yeah.
Go on.
It's a cracking car. Steve F1 just can't drive it.
Yeah. I mean, we should actually say this. For anyone that's still listening at this point, Steve F1 come to us. I've got an amazing car. It's absolutely brilliant. Everyone will get on with it. It's amazing. It's really nice to drive. We test drove it. And we were all like, yeah, we're happy with this car because Steve F1 spun on every lap. So we're going with that car. But yeah, so anyway, right, Ray, thank you very much for joining us on commentary.
It's been a pleasure, and thank you to the drivers at Mason Racing. Thank you to the guys behind the scenes. Guys, let us know how was the lobby for you. How was the lobby for you?
Yeah.
Was it good or was it bad?
Are you good doing a bit of Irish there, Ray? Or was that meant to be something Scottish?
No, it wasn't.
Alright, was it not meant to be Irish?
I don't know.
I did learn how to do a very good Irish accent, but I'm not going to try it now. Okay, right. That's all, folks. Have a good one. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, smash that notifications bell, and we'll see you all again soon.
Ta-da!